Buckle up. It's time for Phone-a-Friend Friday. Put your hands together.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phone-a-Friend Friday. If you are watching the VOD after the fact, then you got to miss out on all of the wonderful things we were talking about, including the new Suicide Squad movie. You would know that I can't talk tonight. And stream might look a little bit different. I got a new desk, so set things up a little bit. Tried as much as I could to make it the same. Tonight, we're going to be calling up our friend, HyruleGirl9. I've been practicing saying HyruleGirl. For whatever reason, I have like hair everywhere. Rusty! Whatever reason, I cannot pronounce HyruleGirl. HyruleGirl. And then I got like too into myself. It was like, there's some outtakes for Avatar the Podcast where I just started saying Kitara. And I'm just like, it's not a Kitar. It's a Katara. Whatever. Anyways. HG is a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine. She often helps me collaborate with stupid ideas. So if everyone remembers the wonderful video where we were all giving Rob a hard time and saying that's the end of our stream, that's all the time that we have for tonight, that was an HG Booster Greg collaboration. And by that I mean HG said something that got my brain spinning. Probably was her idea, and I was just like, yes, let me do it. So there's that. If HG says, I am, if nothing else, an enabler of dumb and amazing. If this is your first time on Phone-a-Friend Friday, this is how it works. I am going to call our friend HG in just a moment, and I have a whole bunch of questions to ask her for the next hour or so. There's no real time limit on this. We do have an area in the Discord for questions that you want to ask. I forgot to clear it out, but if you have any questions you want to ask us at the end, you go ahead to the Phone-a-Friend forum in the Discord, !Discord in the chat, and you put the question in there, and at the end of the night, we'll answer it if there's time. Okay, let's give HG a call. Let's go. Let's remember to press the button this time. Hello? Hello?
I don't know if you heard that.
Oh, now I hear you. I'm so worried that nothing is going to work tonight because Windows changed all of my audio.
So for some reason, the call just now didn't alert me that there was a call. I was like, wait, he's calling, and I had to like switch over to Discord, and it was like, yeah, Booster Greg has started a call. Join it. I was
That's
like,
weird.
Thanks for the notification.
Thanks, Discord. Yeah, I pressed the button, and usually like your picture or the other person's picture shows right up, even if they haven't answered yet, and your picture just wasn't there. And I was like, hello? Discord? It's I'm gonna have to consult Discord immediately, and by immediately I mean, whenever I remember to after the stream, which will be never, because I will forget promptly after we move to the next segment. Hello, friend.
Hi.
Thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I do want to say that little thread that we had on Twitter this week was wonderful.
Oh, okay. So when you finished with the Minish Cap, I was at work that whole time. But when you finished with the Minish Cap pun, I was like, oh, we can't continue. It has to end on that.
That was
nobody remembers that Minish Cap exists.
Yes. Well,
it's one of my favorites.
That was like the easy. I was sitting on that pun for like 3 posts, I think it was. And I kept on waiting for you to, I kept on getting lazier with the puns, and I kept on hoping that you would say something like that one was lazy or whatever, and then put like a better pun in there. And then I would have said, don't diminish my efforts. But then I had to like
That's pretty good.
I
That's
had
pretty
to
good.
reverse engineer it just to fit it in because that was it. By the time that we had gotten to the end, it was like, okay, let's use this. Let's see if we can figure this out.
See, I didn't think that they were lazy. I did notice that you did the Bigoron and then you did Goron.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that was when I got lazy.
I think that works actually. I was like, I think that's fine. I think it's technically two different things.
Yes, it's like the same rhyming scheme, the same idea, but they're different things.
It's fine.
And
It's fine.
I just realized that I've always pronounced it the Bigoron sword. I just realized
No one knows how any of these words are pronounced.
It's a pun. I just realized this today, or not today, this week. It's the bigger one. It's a bigger sword. It's a bigger one.
But I don't think that's actually how you say it.
No.
I think it's like
Yeah.
how it's spelled in English. And I don't know. It's really the whole series is like, what if we just have all these words that no one knows how to say and we just never have voice acting?
Never, ever, except for
It'll work.
and now just Zelda going, Link, save me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say,
Yes.
I had a feud with someone when I was
Really?
in like high school because they swore that it was pronounced Hyrule and Hylia. And I was like, no, it's Hyrule and Hylia. Get it right. If
Oh
you
my
look at
God.
the Japanese, and I actually brought up like the Japanese kanji and I was like, you can see it's pronounced like this. And they were like, no, it's Hyrule. And then when Breath of the Wild came out, I was like, I didn't even talk to this person anymore. And I was like, I feel so validated that I won a 15-year-old argument.
That was like the first time I heard someone say Mario instead of Mario.
Oh my God.
Are you a Mario or Mario, first of all?
It's Mario.
Okay,
It's a
thank you.
name. It's a
Thank
real name.
He even says it in Mario 64. He doesn't say,
It's me, Mario.
Mario. No, he doesn't say
Where
Mario.
did that even come from?
I don't know, but I had a friend in college who was from New Jersey, but he was from southern New Jersey, if you asked him. And the way he described this place, I thought he lived in Mad Max world. Like, it just sounded like they were just fighting for gasoline the whole time, and it was just this savage land. But he would always pronounce it Mario, and he played Yu-Gi-Oh! Completely wrong. Not even like
God.
TV show rules wrong, just wrong. And I'm
The
like,
audacity.
what are you doing? What are you
To play
nerds
Yu-Gi-Oh!
doing in Jersey? What is this lawless land of southern New Jersey? I don't know. But he always said Mario, and I would correct him every time, and it just drove me up a wall until 3 years passed, I think, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep on correcting you. Go in your Mario ways. It's terrible. Sorry, that's my rant for Mario versus Mario.
You're right though. Like, you're correct.
It doesn't happen often, but when it does, I have to milk it for all it's worth.
It's valid.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the show here. We have 3 to 4 different segments to get through, all of which require no preparation, so they're the best kind of segments. The first one we're going to do is, where is it? Funny icebreaker questions. Now, if anyone types in !FAF in the chat, you can see all the categories that we have for this. I am going to copy and paste it in the chat here for UHG. Here we go. We have 5 categories. HG, you're going to pick a category first, and then chat is going to pick a number in which they're going to I can't talk. They're going to choose your question based off of a number range. There we go. I got there. So,
Can I ask,
yes.
when you say content,
It is
what?
It's not really what you're thinking. I got to rename it. It's music, media, and entertainment. So it's
Okay,
like
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, did he change the questions?
No, I just named it fancier
Content.
things because music, media, and entertainment was just taking too long. It was taking 1 second too long.
MME.
So we have, let me just list them off for everyone so that everyone knows, even though they can see it if they're watching it later, who knows, or they're lurking. We have content, we have sports ball, we have education and goals, we have favorites, and we have the Randalorian or Randall Calrissian, whichever era of Star Wars you want to go into. There are no Star Wars questions in number 5.
Damn it.
At all.
All right. I liked Rando Calrissian when
Okay.
you mentioned that you were going to name it that, and I was on board.
But then Mop Garden had to ruin it by saying, I don't know what that is.
Incredible.
All her fault. All her fault. Audacity.
I'm going to start us off with content.
Content. All right. Chat number 1 through 22. Go. I have rusty hair everywhere in this room. God. And I don't know why. He was in here for like 4 seconds. Maybe that's why.
It's just the law.
4 seconds too many. Sko comes in hot with the number 14. This one is, I think we all know the answer to this one, but I'm going to make you elaborate a little bit more on it. Number 14 is, do you like to play video games?
I hate video games. I cannot sit. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite genre of video games?
I actually think I have a wide variety of tastes. There are really only a few genres I won't play.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of like if I'm in the mood for something at the time. So like there's a time when I'm like, okay, I'd like to play like an RPG. There's a time when I'm like, I'd prefer to play like an action game right now. So I don't really know if I have like a favorite genre.
I think I'm actually in the same boat as you, where I have to be in the mood to play a certain kind of game, and if I'm not, I'll hate it. The famous example I always use is Mass Effect. The first time I played Mass Effect, I was like, this game is garbage. I never want to play it again. Get this out of here. And then Mass Effect 2 came along, and I was watching some videos for that, and I was getting really hyped about it. And they were like, you really have to play 1 and finish it to play number 2. And I was like, all right, I'll play 1, I'll suffer through it, and then I'll just do whatever I have to do after that and play number 2. And then I started like really getting into it and really enjoying it to the point where I was doing some of the side quests and really kind of going through the world. And I had number 2 just like shrink wrapped next to me. So it was like one of those things where I must have just been in like a shooty, stabby kind of mood and not like a character development, epic, like RPG kind of mood. And then after that, that kind of like really shed some light on it for me, where I was like, you know what? There's some other games that I hated. Let me play them again. Let me see. Like Resident Evil was like that. I didn't really enjoy that game too much because I thought it was just like a Left 4 Dead style where I just shoot zombies and kill them and not like just survive. It was just a misunderstanding of the genre. So yeah, I totally hear you on that one. You have to be in the mood to play it.
Yeah, I think especially with like a 40 to 50 hour story based, like you're doing a lot of cutscene watching, and I'm gonna pull a Kylum here. I don't know if this is actually a hot take. But I'm gonna assume it's a hot take.
Let's hear it.
I actually don't think Mass Effect 1 is great. I think it's fine.
I agree.
But I think the problem is the control scheme, because I feel like it was really clunky. I haven't played like the remaster that just came out, and I heard it's better. But I thought it was like really hard to play.
It was until I figured out, for me anyways, like a kind of a mac and cheese way to play it, using the cooldown system instead of the ammo system. So okay. I got a rhythm down with the shotguns where I never overheated ever. It was wild. So I would just like bum rush in, shotgun, and I had to keep it with this rhythm. Which is in hindsight, is very much like beats per minute kind of deal, where as long as I kept this rhythm going in my head, I could just keep on shooting and shooting and shooting, and it made the game a lot easier.
Huh. I also want to say, I think I was bad at video games until like maybe 10, 15 years ago, because I feel like when I was younger, I would just try to like button mash through a lot of things. I never like thought about like, oh, I can do a combo. Oh, I can use this and it'll improve the stats of this, or I just like played. I would just play through the game and like suck half the time.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, why am I bad at this game? And it's because I was being like stupid, like
because you're not playing the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So that might have also been a part of it. Now that you mentioned like, oh, you figured out like your mac and cheese, your bread and butter.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm deleting. Zach's complaining, so I'm deleting something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Damn it, Zach. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So you have to be in the mood. You have to, yeah. Like, I think now that I've mentally caught up, now that my ADHD has stopped acting up and I can catch up to our conversation, I think I'm kind of like that with certain games on stream, where like it's just easier for me to just like go through and play however, like whatever I fancy at that point, instead of just like playing the game. You know what I mean? So I think that's also why like I'm not going to play RPGs on stream anymore. I've decided.
Yeah.
Because when I heard about the Legendary Edition for Mass Effect, I was like, I'm streaming all those games. It's going to be great. It's going to be such a good time. And then I was like, I don't have like it's going to be boring to watch me like configure stats and like make my character and just like everyone be quiet. We're listening when they're speaking kind of deal. It's not like a good time.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I am also one of those people that takes like 2 hours doing character creation.
Yo,
because
me
I'm,
too.
like, so into it.
Oh man.
And I just feel bad.
Yeah. We will do a sim stream, and that will be a character creation stream, and maybe I'll make like a house and that's it. But like, I mainly just want to do it because you can make your own dog. So yeah. Yeah, and then big long epic games like that on stream for me anyways don't work out because I only stream 2 days a week. And it's like at first I thought it was acceptable, and then we streamed Days Gone and we finished it, and I was like, never again. 12 streams, never again. That's it. We're doing 20 to 30 hour max. 30 is the limit.
Wall stream a lot more consistently than I do.
Yeah.
And it took her like 6 months to beat Death Stranding, and I'm like, I can't. Like,
it took her so long. I thought she had finished, and she wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
she probably wished she was at that point.
Yeah. Well, because I remember when I finished Days Gone, I thought for sure, I don't know why, I thought she was done with Days Gone. So I like messaged her, and I was like, oh, hey, like, never again, right? Yeah, we're both in the same boat. And then she was like still on the boat going into the sunset, and I was off in the life raft.
About
and I
to
was
get
like,
sucked into the void.
Yeah, exactly.
Sinking on the Titanic, and there you are on the lifeboat.
on the life raft with the children.
Gee, that sucked. And she's just on the boat like, yeah.
No.
She's
Jack in the water, and I'm Rose on the goddamn door. Stupid. Okay. Next one is going to be chat's going to pick the category, so 1 through 5 chat, and then you are going to pick the number range, HG. So again, we have content, sports ball, education, goals, favorites, and the Randalorian. It can again be the same thing that we just did. There's plenty more numbers to pick from, so don't feel pressured to pick a different one if you don't want it.
So we're waiting for them.
We're waiting for your call. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Number 3.
Oh, for my call. Oh, no, it's for Squalls. So I picked the category. For some reason, I thought they picked the category this time.
No, what I said. Yeah, they picked the category, but it's 1 through 5. It's just easier to do that instead of. Yeah. So now you have, this is a smaller range, 1 through 10. So you pick the 1 through 10, HG.
I have to go 9.
Number 9. Everyone
obligated.
Gets this question. I'm going to remove this question.
Okay.
But
just pick, if you want, you can pick a different question.
No. We can't cheat now. We can't. It's an honor system here. It clearly works in the real world, the honor system. So we're going to do it here on the internet. Would you ever dress up as a mascot?
I have dressed up as a mascot.
What? Tell me all about this.
I was a panda. So my hometown elementary school, their mascot is the panda.
Okay.
And when I was in college, my aunt was the head of the PTO. And I guess they were having like a charity, it was like at a Denny's. It was like a breakfast event that they were having at a Denny's. And I guess the woman who was normally the mascot was sick. So she called me up and she was like, hey, you're a college kid. You have nothing to do on a Sunday morning. And I was like, sure, what do you need? And she was like, I need you to dress up like the panda and just kind of like exist in this space as a panda. And I was like, absolutely.
That's
So
amazing.
I became the panda, and this was after Kung Fu Panda had come out. So I was like, I'm gonna milk this.
Oh,
This
yes.
is gonna be my moment.
Yes.
So I decided, I was like waiting for the chance, and this one kid starts like kind of like, because you know how like little kids like they want to be cool, so they're gonna like start bullying. So they're like bullying, like this kid starts like hitting me in the side.
Oh no.
And I had taken karate classes before. I don't remember how far I got, but I had been in karate for a couple of years, so I know like the stances. So I go into a crane,
Oh no.
and the kid goes, "Oh my god!" And then like another kid was like, "Yeah, do you know the Kung Fu Panda?" And I can't talk. I beat up the child, so I whooped this child's ass at the Denny's. No, but I was just like, I was trying to be cool, and then all these kids were like, "Yo, so they wanted me to teach them. So I just kind of started doing like, I went into a horse stance and just did some punches and was like letting them follow my lead, and it was like the coolest moment of my life.
Oh man.
Because they were like psyched. And then the cheesy part was I went into the bathroom to get like unpanded. And as I'm like about to leave, this girl comes in and she sees the panda costume, this like little girl. And she goes, "Wait, are you the panda?" And I went, "We're all the panda."
No.
I walked out.
You gave a small girl an existential crisis right there, is what you did.
Yeah.
Her baby's first existential crisis right there. Wow.
I'm going to hold on to that day for the rest of my life.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so that's I was a mascot for a day.
I'm keeping that question in there just because of that story now forever.
Just in case someone else.
Just in case I get another amazing impromptu Kung Fu Panda cosplay / mascot dress up. That's amazing.
I have no idea, like, if so I assume that the woman who was the panda, like, before that came back.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was never asked to be the panda again.
Well,
Probably
no
for a
wonder.
reason.
That little girl was secretly like I don't know, like someone on the board of education's daughter or something, or granddaughter.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And she was like, I was shook, and my innocence has been destroyed.
My headcanon for that little girl now is she grew up to be like some like crazy horror writer.
Oh
and,
my god.
Like imagine. It's all about pandas and like someone pretending to be a panda or panda pretending to be things they're not. Oh man, they could just go on. She doesn't have reptile people. Lizard people. She doesn't have that. She has panda people.
Panda people. This is all a conspiracy. This is the pandas. Those black and white bastards.
Stupid. I love it. I absolutely love that. I love that, like, in this situation, you had two options you could have done. Like, it's like a telltale game at this point. You could have, like, admitted the truth. You could have, like, lied and been like, oh no, I'm just like covering for the real panda. But you doubled down. You were just like, no, little girl, we're all the pandas.
We're all the panda. And then I get a little pop-up that says, Susie will remember this.
And Susie did for the rest of her life. Oh man, that was amazing. I'm not even gonna follow up with that one. Let's go to the next category here. HG, actually no, I'm gonna pick this one, and then you're gonna pick the number range. So I want to go into favorites. So 1 through 17.
I'm gonna roll a dice on this one.
Oh yeah.
Because I might as well, and I have one right here. And of course, it rolled a 20, so that's not great. 12 on the second roll.
Wait, hold on. 20 minus 12 is 8. There we go. Boom.
Oh, there you go.
What is the best chip flavor? Also,
Best chip flavor.
Also, because you rolled a nat 20 on that one, thanks for pointing that out, Sco. You can choose 2 of your favorites instead of just picking the one.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be weird. So one of them's, since I have the opportunity to choose 2, the first one I'm going to choose is all dressed, which is not weird. That's just my pick is all dressed, like the Ruffles version, not like the flat. I
Okay.
prefer a ruffle, like the textured
Yeah.
chip.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a weird thing. I
No.
just like, for some reason, I think that there's more flavor, and I don't know if it's like a ridged chip. That's what I mean.
Yeah. No.
The
Yeah.
ridges maintain that powder, I think, better or something. I don't know.
But are there ridged chips that are not ruffles?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if I've seen that. I'm sure there are. I just can't think of any. But and I'm a frequent let's say participant of the snack aisle when I go grocery shopping, even if I don't need to be. Wavy.
Oh, wavy Lay's. That's it.
Wavy.
So Lay's version is so they do have them.
They do. Thank you. I am proven wrong yet
Thank you,
again
Squalls.
on the internet. Thank you.
So the second one is going to be a weird choice.
Okay.
This one kind of comes, and this is literally because there's a bag of them next to me. So I don't know if you know Amanda Lifeform. She's the one who made my emotes.
I'm aware of Amanda. We swim in similar circles, I feel like.
So she is Korean.
Okay.
So she has sent me things that I was not aware of that you can find at like Korean grocery stores.
Ooh, you got those good chips now, huh?
Yeah. So one time she sent me shrimp chips, and I was like, "This is all right. I kind of like these." It's like a weird. It tastes like shrimp, and I think there is shrimp in them.
Okay.
Recently, I went to a Korean store, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they have shrimp chips." So I looked. Not only did they have shrimp chips, they had crab chips.
Ooh.
So I bought the crab chips, and these might actually be like a top flavor of chip for me now.
Wow.
They're also like in the shape of little crabs, and I think that's cute.
Do they have like other seafood kind of chips, or is it just the two?
I'm not sure. I think they had a couple other ones. They had one that had, I'm not sure if it's squid flavor or if they just had a squid on like the pack. I can't read Korean.
Fair.
So
that's fair.
It's not something I can like, oh yeah. But this, like, I saw the little crabs and I saw the crab shape and I was like, is this crab chips? And I turned around and it says right on there, because the people who own the store, I guess, put like labels in English on the back. So I saw crab extract and I was like, this is crab. This is crab chips.
I was gonna say, because then you can get like some crab chips, some shrimp chips. You get little lobster chips, maybe a little, I don't know. And you could make like a seafood chowder chip bowl, if you will.
I would actually probably put these in a chowder, like
Ooh.
instead of like an oyster cracker. I need to try that now.
Well, there you go. Let me know how that turns out. That sounds really good. I can't have the shrimp ones because I found out later in life I'm allergic to shrimp, which I think the test is full of crap, but I'm not bold enough to try it again. So I'm just going to let it be.
So are you allergic to all shellfish or just shrimp?
Just shrimp.
That's interesting.
And they say it's a mild allergy. So I'm just like, whatever.
Huh.
Yeah, the whole thing happened where I was like, I had a temperature of like 102 for like a week straight. And finally, I didn't feel sick. I was just had a temperature. So finally, my mom, I was living with my folks at that point, and my mom was just like, just go to the goddamn doctor. And she's like a nurse, so it's just like it kills her soul every day I didn't go. And then I went, and he's like, well, like, you know, do you eat anything weird? I was like, no. I mean, it was happening for a week straight. What if I ate one thing once and I just have a temperature for a week? I don't know, man. Like, I don't think so. And he was like, well, it's probably something you ate. And so he took some blood. They did an allergy test, and then it came back with like mild shrimp, which was new. And I don't remember having shrimp that week, but it's possible.
So was that what was causing the fever, or was it
no
like
one knows.
just a coincidence?
Because the next day, the day I got back, or was it a day or two, I think, whatever it was shortly after that doctor's visit. I was like, it went away and I was fine.
That's
no, I
that?
still have the temperature to this day.
Wow. You're very brave. That reminded me of my brother had a big medical problem at the end of like 2019.
Oh no.
And when he started to feel like something was wrong, we took him to the doctor. And I don't want to get like too graphic about what was wrong with him, but it was very obvious that something was up at this point. So we take him to the walk-in clinic because we're just like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, oh, he's constipated. and I was just like in shock. I was like, excuse me? he's constipated. He was like, yeah, he's constipated. Just give him some, here's a
Laxative.
laxative. And he actually gave him a laxative and also like an opiate. And I was like,
Wow.
this seems wrong.
Wow.
This doesn't seem like the problem. Turned out it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
oh my God. I have a brother constipation story too.
oh my God.
It was, I think we must have been teenagers. I have two brothers. One that's 2 years younger than me. The other one that's like 11 years younger than me. This is the 2 years younger than me, not the 11-year one. Making the point now so people don't think I'm throwing small children around. We're playing basketball and my brother cheated. So I, like Frank Castle himself, administered my own kind of justice and just slammed him against I like hip checked him against the fence and he caught his side on the fence and he got like a really bad like scrape and bruising and rashing. And then like 2 days later, I used to do summer art courses at the Mass College of Art. And so they always did like these stupid little galleries and I hated it afterwards. Everyone's like, look at that art. I'm like, I don't make art for you to look at and appreciate, which is ironic because now that's all I do when I'm streaming is essentially I make everything so everyone can be like, oh, that looks so cool. And I go, I know, I'm great. Thanks. Anyways, so he's sitting there acting sick and doing all this stuff. And whenever I would act sick, he'd be like, you're faking. So the whole time I'm just like, you're faking, nerd. Like you suck. Like, blah, blah, blah. You just want attention. Turns out he was super constipated for whatever reason. The way he like took that hit, like messed with like, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, his bowels. So they took him to the doctor and he was just like, yeah, he just needs to poop. He's just constipated. He was acting like he was dying. He was like, he had the sweats and everything. It was really funny. But yeah.
And
Yeah, well, that's going to show you. Play basketball against me. Don't cheat.
don't cheat or you get
Or
losed
else
out in the
I
hospital.
will make you constipated. That sounded terrible. Anyways, all right. Here's what's going to happen now. Chat 1 through 5, and then HG, you'll round it out with the number range, and then we'll move on to our next segment. Number 2, which is sports ball.
Sports ball. Uh-oh.
1 through 20.
1 through 20. We can't mess up this time. Another natural 20.
Hey.
This is a lucky ass dice. I gotta use this one more.
Can you ice skate?
No.
No.
I can't do a lot of athletic things. But I do have an ice skating story, kind of.
Ooh, yes.
As it turned out, how long ago was this? I think this again was when I was in college. I think most stuff happened to me like when I was in high school or college. But my cousin at the time was dating this like, she wasn't quite Olympic level, but she had competed in like the Olympic qualifiers for ice skating before.
Okay.
And she was like a coach. So she was like big, serious ice skater. And she was like, hey, why don't you guys come and ice skate with me? And I was like, sure.
No. Oh no.
I guess. And I had never rollerbladed before. I had never any kind of skate before in my life. So we get there and I like, we rent the little skates. I put my pair on and I can't even like walk and I immediately like fall over.
Oh no.
Everyone else is like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know if I've got the juice for this. I get on the ice and I'm just like holding the wall the whole time. My cousin's girlfriend is like doing tricks and I'm just like, you're doing great. I'll just be I'm just over here.
Just warming
and
up,
then,
stretching,
like,
just stretching.
Yeah, I'm just stretching. And then like she was probably like 9 at the time. My 9-year-old cousin was with us and she was doing like amazing. And I was like, yeah, it's just great. She's a natural.
Oh man.
She's doing
Wait. I got a question though about this. Specifically the hanging onto the boards.
Yeah.
Were you like upright or was like your butt closer to the ground than like, because I've seen that before where people are holding onto the boards and they're like, I don't know how it happens, but like they might as well be sitting on the ice at that point.
Probably a little bit of both.
Okay.
I had they had given me this like a crate at one point that like they're like you use it like training wheels almost for children.
Yeah.
Except this is for like really small children. So whenever I thought I was gonna like fall back, I would just like
Hello
hang
there.
to this crate for dear life. So I would like move more forward than backwards. But yeah, basically. And like kind of being upright and just like using my hands to crawl across the wall.
Oh man. That's I feel like if you don't know how to ice skate and you go on the ice, that's basically kind of how that goes for the most part. But it's still, I love those. Like I love nothing more. And I know this is not your story, but like when you see the couple that's like on a date and one can ice skate and the other can't. I love when it's the guy that cannot and it's the woman who can. It's just like, it's so funny to watch the guy like struggle a little bit. It's so funny.
To be honest, my cousin, if it weren't for me being absolutely inept, that would have been my cousin and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But he like had some ability to like keep himself up and like in the middle. And I was just like, I can't.
Or like I should say like the one who's like the more proud and boastful in the relationship is always like the one that like takes that the hardest. Yeah, I can ice skate. I grew up playing hockey, so I don't know if I still can though. I have not done it in like maybe a decade.
Huh.
So I could at one point in my life. I don't know if it's a bicycle riding situation where if I just like slap on some skates, I can go again, but I'm not jumping to a rink right now. And just in a pandemic, it's just like not at the top of my list currently. Also,
but now what's going to happen is you're going to invite everyone, and then you're going to be like, oh, I'm rusty. I think this is like maybe it's a bike riding situation. You get out there and it's like
fall right in my ass.
Do this like 6 minute. No, you're going to do this 6 minute like 10-point routine.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
It's going to be like I don't know anything else to compare this to other than like Blades of Glory / Yuri on Ice. Like you're just gonna get out there and like bust it.
I don't know. We'll see at some point in my life. Right now, the only real thing keeping me away is the fact that I have a baby who cannot be vaccinated because you can't vaccinate a baby. So we're still being super cautious about like things we do. And that's just not, I don't live too far from a rink, and it's a rink that I used to go to as a kid. I used to play on like one of the traveling teams. So we just go to different towns. So like I have very fond memories of this rink and I really want to go see it again, but I feel like they never kept up with it. It's probably super run down. I'm going to be super disappointed, which actually might make it even better. Or if it was always super run down and I just never viewed it that way because it had arcade machines.
Yeah,
I was just blinded by NFL Blitz.
Blinded by NFL Blitz.
That
Who
game
isn't blinded by NFL Blitz?
If you do not like those sports games that are not sports games, like NFL Blitz, NBA Jam is another one. I don't remember. There's a baseball one. I don't remember what it is though.
I feel like that's the one I tried to play with Sko, and she was like, "What is this bullshit?" Because she's like more of a sports.
Yeah.
Competitive athletic person. It was just like suddenly there's no rules. There's just dudes flying everywhere. It's like rapid fire movement.
Yep. Balls are on fire.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. Yeah.
People are stabbing each other.
Yeah.
Like I think her character kicked one of her characters kicked mine in the face and like nothing happened. They were just like, yeah.
We used to play. There was a Nintendo 64 game and it wasn't NBA Jam, but it was called NBA Hang Time, and it was like the step up from NBA Jam. You could make your own basketball player and save it on the N64 memory cartridge. So
I used to like
it was so good,
the idea of those kinds of games, but
so you could make yourself a mascot if you wanted to. So they had like a werewolf head, so I just made a werewolf freaking basketball player, and that's all I played as, and it drove everyone. Like one of my childhood friends was super into basketball and he just hated it. I could tell. He was like, I'm going to play Scottie Pippen. And I was like, I'm going to play Wolfie, the Wolf Man. And he's just like, you're the worst. You're terrible. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the Would You Rather generator. This one is a fan favorite. So I'm going to generate 5 Would You Rather questions. HG,
right.
you're gonna pick a number 1 through 5.
Let's go right down the middle. Let's go 3.
Number 3. Would you rather never own a car or never own a pet?
I'd rather never own a car.
I'm
'Cause
right there with you.
I feel like there are alternatives.
Yeah.
And it's like I gotta think. I have right now I have 2 cats, and one of them is like my baby boy. I love him so much. And I think about like if I had to give up my car or my cat, I would rather die than give up this cat.
Yes.
Like he's just like he getting to go places is a comfort, but like there are other solutions. There are other solutions.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no other solution to my cat.
Yes. I'm with you. I can envision a life without my car. I kind of live it right now, some might argue. I cannot, well, I can envision a life without my dogs or my cat, but it is not a great life.
No.
So, yeah, it makes me. So, I tweeted this out this week, and I think I posted on the Discord too. For whatever reason, TikTok likes to share with me sad dog stories, specifically ones about dogs dying.
No, that will not do.
So
That's inappropriate,
getting a little
bannable content.
choked up with this question now because it's just like without my dogs, and I'm thinking of all the stupid TikTok algorithm stories. It can seem to push out these things just fine, but whenever I put out a post, I only get maybe a couple hundred. What is the deal? Do I need to start making like dead dog TikToks and then I'll get TikTok famous? No, never do it.
Just like make a thumbnail to make it seem like it's a video about like how sad you are because something happened to Rusty, and then it's like, just kidding, I'm sad because he pooped in the wrong spot, and then here's my actual video headline.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Just take off your shirt.
Yeah, that's Cap. Cap just wants me to take off my shirt all the time.
I guess.
He's never said that before, but that's on the internet, so it must be true. I'm going to clip that and put that on TikTok. See if I get famous.
I think you got a good shot.
Yeah. I think what happened is I accidentally watched one of those videos all the way through because the caption was just like, "I'll miss you, Steve," or it wasn't like a dog name. It was just was the dog's name, but it wasn't a traditional dog name. It was like a person name, and I was like, "Oh, what happened to this guy's brother, significant other, cousin, family member, best friend?"
Tricked you.
Dog, and now I think it's all I want. But thanks to Jane, TikTok famous Jane, I'm gonna note just to be like, get this out of here. Okay, chat 1 through 5, go. Yeah, it was just like, it was too much. And then I grabbed Rusty immediately and I gave him the biggest hug ever. We got 2s. We got number 2 from Grand Gibbon, who just beat out Cap and Zelda. Would you... Oh, it's broken. This one is a broken one.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather receive a one-time payment of $500? Yes. That's the question. We broke it.
I think I would rather have a one-time payment of $500.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next one, which is number 3, because we got Cap and Zelda ask for number 3. Would you rather work for the rest of your life as a portable toilet cleaner or have all the garbage you produce going forward permanently stay at your house?
Can I ask what stay at your house constitutes? Because technically you could make like a compost situation or like bury it.
Well, it's that's a good question. I'm gonna say it's in your house.
It's inside my house.
I'm gonna say inside the house. That's what the situation is, because it doesn't say on your property. It says at your house.
At my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a tough one. So here's the way I kind of like view this one right now. You'd work for the rest of your life as a portable toilet cleaner, which if you...
Does it make, like, how much money does that make? Is this job like union? Do I have a salary? Do I have paid time off?
What are the
Do I have
bennies
benefits?
here? Do we got
What are the
stock
bennies?
options? Am I a federal employee? Do I get any state bennies? Like, let me know. Let's say you're unionized. You get paid a good amount to afford a house and like a nice life that you have for yourself. And you live comfortably. Let's say you're not rich, but comfortably.
If I can live comfortably, I might actually be a portable toilet cleaner.
Yeah.
Because, like, I have to think about, like, the job that I do now, I do not enjoy, and I don't make enough money to afford a house.
Yeah.
So technically, the portable toilet cleaner would be a step up from that. And if I can afford, like, peace at home and, like, time to myself and, like, to enjoy that part of my life, I think that would be more satisfying than, like, having to live in a mountain of my own filth.
Yeah.
Like, at least I can clean other people's stinky poo-poos.
And there's no rule that says you can't invent a technology that helps you with your job to make it maybe a little less disgusting.
That's true. Also, I think it would be like just like one of those really good gas masks, right? Would be like, okay, this isn't so bad.
Jane just said it's a shitty job. You probably get a crap ton of money though. I love it. Yeah, I'm with you.
We'll say I'm not gonna poo-poo this job.
I love it. I absolutely enjoy that. Yeah, I'm with you. I would probably, the way my brain works, figure out a way to make it less work for myself or less disgusting work for myself. But ultimately, like, even if you try to rationalize it as like, oh, I could just stuff the garbage in the basement and then figure it out from there. Your basement's only so large. It's going to overflow and it's going to go to the first floor, then the second floor. And then you're just a trash monster is what you are.
There's also like, so on the one hand, there's also no rule saying that you can't just move out when it becomes like overrun with like your garbage. But also, like, do I have the money to afford, like, can I keep doing that? Probably not.
It's expensive. The moving costs alone, hiring movers and stuff. Yeah. And then you got to put down all those down payments. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Do the toilet cleaner one.
And then like, you got to think. So I just answered the question that I would prefer pets over having a car.
Yeah.
So like in this scenario, I have a pet.
Oh, yeah.
What happens if my pet gets into the garbage?
That's true.
It's a recipe for disaster.
It is. It's not. You see, you're a much more responsible pet owner than I am. I wasn't even thinking about the dogs or the cat. I was just like, me in the trash.
My cat gets into a lot of things.
Yeah. Rusty gets into everything ever. Period. Although not phone chargers anymore. He had a week where he exclusively ate phone chargers and then never again.
No.
Never again.
When you say eat, like shoot him up or like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't. Well, I don't know if he swallowed them, but he chewed through them. He went through a period where he ate blankets and...
Yeah. My aunt had a dog that did that.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Although now I have a lot of ponchos, so that's good.
He ate my blanket while I was asleep, and I woke up to just like a giant hole in my blanket, and I was like, what the... Like, I think I was like 8, so I didn't swear. Yeah. But I was like, Dad.
This wasn't here last night. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Rusty likes to do that. He usually doesn't do it to blankets, or he hasn't done it in a little bit, but he used to prefer ones that he already got a good rip on, and then he could really go to town on it. If it was like a brand new one, he'd let it sit for like a week or two, and then he would try. So at least he was considerate with that. All right, last one, 1 through 5. I'm going to pick this, which is going to be number 2. Would you rather lose your sense of smell or ability to taste?
Sense of smell for sure. Because I love tasting food, and I've had similar like thoughts before. Where I'm like, if I had to lose one of my senses, what would it be? And I'm like, I would never want to lose my sense of taste. If it came down to like vision or taste, I would have to part with the taste. But like, I would not be happy about it. I don't think anyone would be happy about it.
Yeah, with
But-
any loss, except the loss of sense of touch, because then you don't feel pain, and then you're immortal. That's how that works, right? If you don't feel pain, you're just immortal.
But
Yeah.
also, again, thinking back to the previous question, now I'm a potty cleaner and I have no sense of smell. It's the perfect, like, it just lines up.
I like this alternate variant version of HG that we're creating right now out in the world.
Absolutely.
Out in the multiverse somewhere.
She's living her best life. She can't smell, which works out.
Although, what if she gets poop in her mouth by accident?
You would still taste it.
But if you didn't,
Oh.
if you could smell but not taste, then she wouldn't have to worry
I'm pretty
about
sure I would. Are you saying like I would accidentally get the poop in my mouth because I didn't know it was there?
it. Yeah, like something happens. You know,
I'm pretty
the
sure
world's
that
a
I would,
wild
like,
place.
Feel the fecal matter upon my hands.
Well, like what if
or-
you're like cleaning it up and then it like
If I'm getting it in my mouth, I'm pretty bad at my job. I'm not using the right set of tools.
That's fair.
If it's lifting itself off of the
I was
what do you like the bucket for the porta potty?
I was thinking more like you go in and it's kind of clogged up, so you get like the plunger so you can kind of start doing your job a little bit, and all of a sudden just like it sprays.
Well, you're still gonna wear a face mask.
That's true. There you go.
You gotta think of the whole face. Like I'm not into what do they call that, conjunctivitis, like the pink eye that you get from like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's pink eye that you get if you get poop in your eyes, you get pink eye. So if you see someone with pink eye, they like poop in their eyes.
They've been into some
shit.
yeah literally.
Absolutely literally. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. Here we go. We are getting about to the end of time. Let's hit the forum real quick. Let's see if we got any questions in the forum. We have one from Zach, so prepare yourself for this one. Zach asks, what's the 9 stand for? Why 9? With HyruleGirl9.
That's a great question, Zach.
Yeah.
That's a great question. It means I like the number 9. I can tell you like the origin story. I actually had a feeling that something was going to come up about like, why is your username HyruleGirl9?
Yes.
Back in my day, on the old Nintendo Insider forums.
Yes.
So that was like, I was in elementary school, and I wanted to sign up because this was like like when social media started taking off and brands were on social media, and it was just kind of like the beginnings of that. So Nintendo would post a lot of stuff on the Nintendo Insider forums with the official Nintendo message boards, and there were like people who would talk about, it was like almost like a pseudo Reddit as well, because it was like people talking about like, oh, here's my theory on this and here are my opinions on this. So I wanted to sign up for that, and I didn't have any username in mind, and I was like, well, I like Zelda, and Zelda takes place in Hyrule, so I like Hyrule. I could be like, oh, that's that Hyrule girl. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. People, it's branding. Because I kind of had it in my head that it would be like, if this isn't a real thing, but you know how like sometimes in movies there will be a character who's from somewhere and they're like, oh, it's Dallas because he's from Dallas, Texas. Oh, it's Chicago, and so I was like, people call me Hyrule because I'm that Hyrule girl. Also, I like the number 9, so let's tack that on there because right now numbers are in style. Because it is 2001. So that became my username.
That's great.
And I like used it for like, on that website, that thing lasted for like, I want to say 5 years. And then I just migrated to another site and I was like, well, I got to keep my username. So I kept my username.
That's how it
Stayed
goes.
HyruleGirl9. And then I went to another site and I was like, well, I still got to keep my username. What if someone takes my name on me? And it just kept happening, and now I'm stuck with it.
Except on Twitter.
Who I am now. Except on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, a couple years ago, I was like, I need something that sounds a little more like professional, like as a person. Also, I don't like being identified when I play games as a woman because of like
Yeah.
I've like, you know, I've been harassed before.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just want like a name for when I'm playing games. So I came up with the Hyruleist, which stands for the Hyruleist of girls. So it all works back into it.
It does. It does. I thought for sure there's twists and turns in that story. I thought for sure the 9 was going to be just like a, sorry, Hyrule Girl is already taken. How about HyruleGirl9? You're like, yeah, fine, whatever. That's for sure where I thought that was going. But you like
Isn't that
the
the way
number
of the
9.
internet?
That's
That's actually kind of, it's not why I use the 9, but like I know that everyone had numbers for that reason. And I was like, I don't want to like be the one that's like, you took the username Hyrule Girl. So I was like, I'm just going to tack on, because like people put numbers on the end to avoid that. So I'm going to put a number 9.
Yeah. I had my very first AOL Instant Messenger screen name was Mad Superboy. I always had like a DC vibe to like all of my screen names and stuff going like from then on. And the only reason why I chose that one is because I was mad that Superboy was already taken, and I'll be damned if I'm going to put numbers at the end of it. I was like, I'm not going to remember them. It's going to be annoying. It's not going to happen. And then I had that up until college. And then I just stopped sending it to AIM because I don't know, I grew up, I guess, like everyone else on the internet, and there are other things that came out. And then then it got to the point also where it was like, well, I'm like 20, I was like 22, 23. And I was like sitting at home and I was like, I should just change it from this. This is weird. Like I'm a grown ass man now and I have this screen name. It's weird. Then I had to have like a real big, like sit down and think about what the next one would be.
It's hard because it's kind of like, who are you presenting yourself as to the, especially since we're so like social on, like, I don't want to say that like my life is online, but most of my friends I speak to through the internet.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'm in like all these Twitch communities, and it's like, so again, part of the reason I stuck with Hyrule Girls because people would call me that. I've actually been like, most of my life, people have called me either HT or Hyrule, and I think of it as my name now.
Yeah. That's actually why I also chose to put my name in mine. Because
it's easy to remember.
It's just easy to remember. And if someone like yells out like Greg or like Booster Greg or whatever, like no one ever actually yells out Booster Greg, so it's just Greg.
Who's Greg?
Who is this Gregory character? Or as Cap likes to call me, Booster Gregory. That's when you know I'm in trouble. Is when he busts that one out.
When he uses the full name.
The full name. But yeah, so that's kind of like why. And I chose it also because Booster Gold is like my favorite superhero of all time, period. And I was like, I don't want to do Booster Gold. I want to definitely do Booster as like an homage to that. And then I started thinking like long and hard about like what the next part was going to be. And I was like, I'll just use my name because it'll be easier. And like, I don't know, like that's kind of the way to do it. And when I did that, not many of my other friends set up Twitch names or like online names or anything with their actual name in it. So I was kind of like in the minority at that point. And now I'm starting to see like, and maybe it's just like the creators that I'm following, I'm starting to see more and more like names, like at least their first name really coming up and being more public than it once was. So I was like, good. I future-proofed myself until it goes back to
you did
all made up names and none of your real first one or like, you know, mix and matching. So
also, for what it's worth, I understood that your name, like the first time that I either met you or like came across your stream, but like the first time I saw like or heard that your name was Booster Greg, I was like, oh, because of Booster Gold.
Yes, not a lot of people.
So
get
like
that.
I understood it.
Well, thank you.
I think it came
across. That's why I like keeping you around.
I'm not the biggest DC fan.
Yeah.
But I do know like a good amount of like who's who, and you know, the Justice League cartoon was huge when I was like,
I love that cartoon.
So
it was so good. That was the first time I had seen Booster Gold, and that like started the whole, that one episode, The Greatest Story Never Told, was like it. I watched that so many times. That was like when that came out, I saw it when it aired live, And then I went to the internet, which was the wildest of west, to get like an episode of something. You had to like go crazy.
Yeah, you had to like, you were lucky if you could download it on like the equivalent of LimeWire.
Yeah, and you had to make sure it was like synced up too, because it would lose its sync at some point, which was a big pain in the butt. But I found one that was good, and I just watched that so many times. And then I went back to the old comics from the 80s, and then I started reading the more recent ones, and then I just like got fully invested in this character. And then DC rebooted everything, so it didn't matter after 5 or 6 years. So
it's still important. It's still there.
It's still there, yeah. But like, what? He was in the middle of this big redemption character arc, and they rebooted everything.
That sucks.
And I was like, oh, fine. And then he goes back to like who he was, which was still very funny. But there's all this growth that happened in the past like 5 years of comics that just got negated. So that was really frustrating. I haven't really read them since, but I heard that they did bring that version of that character back, and they kind of did some like wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, like multiversal stuff to bring him back. So I should read it, but I just don't have time. Okay. That is it. That's all the questions that we have. We went through everything. We're at the hour mark, and you were worried.
I was a little worried.
We can talk for hours, but yeah, no. I always, when I first started this, I was like, it'll be half an hour. And then I was like, 40 minutes. And now it's like an hour. It goes by so fast.
It does.
It does. Well, HG, thank you so much for agreeing to be on. I super appreciate it.
Again, thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, we got to have you back on at some point again in the future. Maybe season 2. I'm thinking about season 2 right now.
Nice.
Not that this is season 1, but I just feel like putting in seasons now just to make it more important. You know what I mean?
You gotta call them like sagas.
Yeah. Sagas. Yeah.
Figure out like, what's this saga?
This is like the intro saga or the beta saga.
Oh,
that sounds pretty good, because I'm just building it as we go each week. So tell everyone at home, if in case they're not following you or anything like that, where they can find you.
Hi, I'm HyruleGirl9. You can find me at HyruleGirl9 at the Twitch TVs. Sometimes I stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. Sometimes I don't. And
I love it.
I never tweet, so you can find me on Twitter at the Hyruleist. But good luck.
I love how that whole last question was just a big long, just essentially a plug for all your internet stuff, but we have to do the official one anyways at the end. So it's like, hey, that thing we just talked about for 20 minutes, follow that, please. Thank you.
Follow me there. Kylum. Hi.
Hi, Kylum. Kylum's late. Look at that. Let's just shame him for a minute. All right, I'll let you go. Thank you so much again. We'll have you back on at some point in the future. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, everyone, that is it for Phone-a-Friend Friday. We're going to take a quick BRB, and when we come back, we are going to play more Resident Evil 8, should technology allow us. So keep on clapping here. Keep on clapping. Don't go anywhere.